My goodness, this is really going to be worth a minute. I might even name it that. I wanted to do a cleanup from today. I was completely shocked, and if I can figure out the best way to tell you this while showing you it, it's going to be pretty cool. Uh, First, I want to get out of the way. I don't want to say just get out of the way, but there was some soapstone I found, which is on the video, but just the cleanup is incredible. This stuff is so smooth and soapy. The edge, the top edge of this bowl is crazy. It must have been so heavy. You picking up the container, the top edge here. I'll probably just pass this soapstone on to somebody who's a craftsman who wants to craft it, which has really got its unique charm, just a spiritual quality. Some people get really upset at that. Maybe this piece I'll keep because it's just so clear that it was the top edge of a bowl and it is a really great authentic artifact. But at the same time, this stuff was all to be used. It was utilitarian. Look at this pottery. What made today different was, usually we go out and we are looking to find this kind of stuff, which I mentioned in the other video. Arrowheads, of course, spear points, lance points, atlatl dart tips, projectile points. I mean, you name it. And I found these today. And that's it. The rest was all this wonderful pottery. Different signatures, different dispensations of their lives. And I'm sure somebody who knows the styles could show the differing centuries, if not decades, of this pottery making technique. And there's a lot of it that's different. Some of this pottery here is completely smooth on both sides and just slightly different in color. Just slightly different in its color. This natural light do is good. It's tempered with little bits of sand and quartz. Whereas some of the pottery that I found is really thick and rustic. Black, if you will, on one side and lighter on the other side. I found a real virtue in the sites that provide this pottery. And as I mention it and give you a close-up, look at this piece right here. Looking back over the 4 sites or what have you, I found a lot of points that are a little different. And look at this piece here on the top edge. Look what they did with this. I can get it into focus. Isn't that something? Look what they did on this thing. How about that, huh? But I found on these sites that produce pottery points that I think are woodland. They're points with the bases that are pretty straight, and I've researched the points. I can't describe them real well, but I've researched each site and the points that I found there, and I think there's a fair amount of points that are woodland, and there's also an amount of points that are from much earlier dispensations. This pottery is some fun stuff. So what I decided today is I would pick up as much as I could find, and I got a friend out there. I'll just bag this up and date the day, and just for fun send it out to him, because I got a lot of pottery. I got a bunch of pottery in my giveaway box as well. And then there was the hammerstones that I found today. See, today was inherently different. I didn't find all the ancient hunting points, or any for that matter. I mean, I found a couple. But I found tools. I found stellar hammerstones, and I found a bunch of great textile, a bunch of great pottery. That's just, to me, it means something different. It's teaching me some things about these few sites that I have. This is the cleanup of it. It is the same color. We got natural light in here against this olive green counter. And this is... it's pretty translucent. This is a quartzite, hard as can be, but you can see this, which is really cool. And finding these was cool because, to me, hammerstones take a different quality as well. I remember the first video got me charged up about it. Now, I was already liking hammerstones because I knew what they meant. Brooksy posted one of his recent videos, as a matter of fact, and a shout out to him. Everybody knows him, but I hope he's okay. He's been quiet lately. And he was talking about a hammerstone they found and how important it was as a tool to them. And even this one with a little bit of wear, and the other one's a smoker right here. Wait till we look at that. Even this one took a long time to produce the wear that it has around the edge. They would have kept going if they could have. Who knows why they stopped or they had to move on. They were probably nomadic and just moved on or what have you, and didn't want to carry the weight. It's not real heavy, but they had to carry their life with them. Oh, look at that pottery. It looks good, doesn't it? Cool. Very cool. This hammerstone we'll finish up with, and I don't want to be too long. This was a smoker, last one I found. Look at the dimensions on this thing. A little fatter at one end, skinner at the other. But I mean to tell you, it is worked. And this was a beloved tool of one of them. It is worked flat. Hopefully my focus is working. Work right around, work right off the end. I mean to tell you, you hold this in your hand, it's got the weight and the need. I would have liked to see how they actually were using these hammerstones. I think some of you guys who are awesome out there at Napping know exactly how these were being used. What an important tool for them, I know. And this was probably somebody's favorite for years. For years of use, if not decades. They were masters, but they were also efficient, and the materials they used, if it was working for them, and you can tell this was because it was used so much to make so many important projectile points and to provide for their family. Just a crazy nice hammerstone, isn't it? Definitely worth a few minutes to do a cleanup of that stuff. And I think that'll wrap it up. So, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in to Indian Trace. Here comes the spring.